Hey everyone, welcome to our Stamp It Your Way video. We are stamping together. We are besties and we come to you every month to share some great ideas. I am Betsy Kreider. I'm in Reedsville, Pennsylvania, which is right in the middle of the state. And my business is Be Creative Stamping.
And I'm Mary Ellen Stites. My business is Create With Me, and I am in East Central Illinois, about 10 hours from you, Betsy.
Yes, it is. I was just telling somebody the other day about I'm getting too old to make that drive. I was saying about I had driven out and it was like, memories just popped up on my Facebook feed the other day of the trip that I had made out there. So it was, years ago. So I need to come back out there though, because there's a new addition to the Stites family.
Yes, there is. You know, we've talked about it, that my son and daughter-in-law were having a baby. And so little Micah came on Friday and we're just overjoyed. And every single one of us, all six of us, are totally in love. Well, we have seven. So we're totally in love. And he's just beautiful. And yeah, it's exciting. This is our first grandbaby. So been waiting a long time. So
that is so exciting.
Oh, it is. It really is.
So excited. Very excited for you. Congratulations. You're not going by grandma though, are you? You're going by
No. Oma and Opa. Our heritage is German, so we're gonna try Oma and Opa and see how that goes. But you know that could change too, so we'll see.
Yep, the baby might decide to come up with its own name for you, so you never know.
That's exactly right. I'm pushing that though. I keep saying Oma's here. So let's see. It seems like it would be an easy name to say. So
you would think so. You would think so. Very well. Congratulations. We are so happy for you.
Thank you.
If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. We get together every month, and we just said right as we started this video, we've been doing this for a little over 5 years now. We started back in 2020. We've been doing this for over 5 years, where we've been getting together once a month, doing showing you a bundle of product and some fantastic ideas of what to make with it. We do what's called Stamp It Your Way, because we want you to be able to stamp it your way. You might have something different at home than what we have and what we're using, so we want you to stamp it your way and what you have. But if you did participate in our kit class, you get some product, you get the products that we are using, the card packets that we're using to actually make these cards at home. So if you're interested in a Stamp It Your Way class, it's super easy to do. Just contact one of us and we are happy to sign you up. I'm going to show you what we're doing this month, but later on, Mary Ellen's going to show you what we're doing next month. So you'll have an idea of what to plan for, right?
Yeah, definitely. And if you didn't get the packets, don't tune us out, because we've got some really fun folds for you and some great techniques, and you're going to learn something no matter. And you can take what we show today and make it your own. We give you full tutorials. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I was talking to someone the other day who said, "Oh, I watch your video all the time," but I didn't know that. So I was shocked. It was like, "Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that." So if you're watching, please give us a shout out, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're watching, and any comments, feedback, anything like that. Please let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely, because there's nothing worse than when you're doing it and you're like, knock, knock, knock. Is anyone out there? So please, right now, just drop us a hey. So we would appreciate it. So it's fun
it's like we're just getting together
with somebody. Well, it's just you and me talking to each other. Yeah, it's just you and me talking to each other. But we'd like to talk to our friends too. So
exactly. Stampin' Up news. There's a little bit of Stampin' Up news. So if you're a demonstrator, then you're going to really be excited about what's coming, because in August, as a demonstrator, we get sneak peeks of new online exclusives that are coming, a new holiday catalog that is coming. So if you're not a demonstrator, please, and you're interested in kind of getting those sneak peeks and all kinds of other demonstrator perks, make sure you reach out to one of us and we'd be happy to help you or answer any questions you have. But if you are a demonstrator, definitely get excited for that. Those are going to be coming up in August.
Yeah,
Otherwise, there's not a
definitely.
whole lot.
Definitely not just a sneak peek, but you get a pre-order. So
Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
So
Yeah, we
and
get
we
to
get it. We
pre-order.
get the products. We get the products in our little fingers a month early. So it's, to me, that's it's huge. I just
It's
love that.
Yes,
Right.
especially with the holidays coming. Especially with the
Yes.
holidays coming, so exciting. If you follow either one of us, definitely reach out to us because we're both running Christmas card classes throughout the rest of this year. So reach out to us if you're interested in those as well. If you're local to us, we have Christmas card classes where you can make bunches and bunches and bunches of Christmas cards. So
Yeah,
that's another
definitely
thing.
been very popular because
Yeah,
you need a lot of Christmas cards,
yeah.
so when you get
Hmm.
done with our classes, you've got what, 60 or 72 depending on what option you take. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
do
great.
that.
And you don't have to come up with the ideas or have all the different
Mm-mm.
stamp sets. We've got those for you. So we're bringing that to you, and you could just come and stamp and have a great time and enjoy the other stampers' company. So yeah, sign up.
Yes. So if you're in Illinois, you're in Pennsylvania, please reach out to us. We would love to have you come to our classes. One of the things I wanted to talk about also today is I'm going to show you the product here for the pears here in a second. And if you fall in love with this, one of the things that I definitely recommend to you is what Mary Ellen and I are very blessed to be part of a group of demonstrators. There's 12 demonstrators total.
I was waiting to decide what we were. What are you
And what
going to
we
say?
were, we are
Blessed. I
yeah,
like blessed. Yeah. Sorry.
blessed. Yeah, I'm just making it up as I go. Uh, we are blessed to be part of a group of demonstrators. There's 12 demonstrators total, who are absolutely amazing, and we are called the Creative Stamping Collective. And the Creative Stamping Collective, we get together every month and we feature one particular bundle, whether it be an online exclusive or something out of the catalogs. We feature a bundle, and we each one of us come up with a card or a project featuring that bundle. So there's 12 different exclusive ideas as part of that Creative Stamping Collective. And we give a supplies, we give measurements, you get pictures, and then you get video links showing you how to make those projects. And that tutorial bundle is available for free from either one of us if you place a minimum $60 order with one of us. So during the month of July, we are actually featuring the Perfectly Pears, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So if you love these ideas, you're definitely going to want to look into getting the Creative Collective this month. You can also buy it, right? We have online tutorial
Yes.
stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. So PayHip, there should be a link in our descriptions where we have online tutorial stores. You can actually buy the tutorial for $15, I think is what it is.
Yes.
But get it for free by placing a minimum $60 order with one of us. So the Creative Stamping Collective. What's our tagline?
Watch. What is it? Watch,
Create.
inspire, watch. Watch. What is it? Learn,
It's watch,
learn, and
create,
create.
learn, I believe. It's watch, create.
Or
Yeah, watch, create,
or
learn.
watch, learn, and create. I don't
Yeah,
know.
something like that. Yeah. So definitely want to join us. It's a fantastic group. It just happens this month that we're doing the same product there as we're doing here for Stamp It Your Way. So,
Yeah, just
phew.
worked out
Okay.
that
Enough
way.
of the talky, right? Do we want to get to stamping?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Let's toggle me down here. All right. Okay. So Perfectly Pears is the name of the bundle. So you can see the stamp set here. It's got the distinctive stamps have it's funny how they look. They look so flat, but it's amazing how you can get the variation in the stamping just because of the way that the stamp is made. So those are called distinctive stamps that get you that variation. So if you're stamping that and you're thinking, why can't I get that side to be darker? It's because it's not meant to be. It's meant to have that shading right in it. So that's the great thing about this stamp set. You've got some fun greetings. Of course, there are some dies that match it. And then this bundle also, and the whole suite is called Painterly, I believe, isn't it? Painterly Pears?
Painterly Pears.
Painterly Pears is the name of the suite. Perfectly Pears is the name of the bundle. The suite also includes these low profile sparkle dots. And they come in, I believe this is Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, and Secret Sea.
I
Do you
think
know?
so.
I
I
think so.
think that's right. Yeah.
I
I
think
think
that's
you're
right.
right.
We're going to say it's right. And
Yeah,
then,
let's do it.
yeah, there also is this gorgeous, gorgeous Mossy
Oh,
Meadow and gold trim. It's a 1/4 inch. It is just yummy.
stunning. It's stunning.
Stunning.
It just
Yeah.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. I'm totally smitten with it. Is
And I
that
love the
okay to say that?
Oh my, yeah, absolutely. I love the fact that the gold is on both sides. So sometimes when you do a bow or you do a knot, you might see the back of the ribbon. Well, the nice thing about this is there's not a front and a back. The gold is showing through on both sides.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, very pretty ribbon. And then the paper, of course, designer series paper, you know, it steals the show so many times. And Stampin' Up! Artists are just amazing at what they do. They hand draw some of this stuff. It's just amazing how they come up with this artwork. It's
I
gorgeous,
love
right?
it. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So the back sides have like different monotone kind of more patterns than like the fruity like pears on the one side, right? So we've got that. This one, it would be a great like scrapbooking page, or you can cut it to make it into card fronts. That's a nice one. It's got a nice pattern on the back of it. This one is fun, and this one you're actually going to see in the first card that I use. This one, this is the other reason why I really like the designer series paper, is that Stampin' Up! Makes it so that the dies will cut out the images in the paper. So
Yeah, I'm
not
glad
only
you're
is it,
showing that. I'm so glad because I had mine out to show, so now I don't have to show it because I did
yep,
that on one of my cards too. Oh yeah, look at that. I didn't
I did
realize
it,
that.
right? So yeah, so I
Yeah,
did it on one of mine, right?
okay, that's cool.
If you don't want to stamp, you don't even have to stamp. You can use their artwork, which is what we both did on our cards. So you'll see that here in a second. But the dies match right up to the images in the paper. So
Yeah, you
definitely
could just
watch
cut all
that.
that out and you would not have much left over, would you? That's
No.
really neat. Yeah, super
Nope.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. And use the side pieces, right? Because you can always kind of tuck that behind something else or a larger pair. So there's nothing that says you can't use those little side pieces that are cut off. I
Yes,
think this one's
brilliant.
my favorite. This is
I
just
knew that. I
gorgeous.
knew you were gonna say that.
Shocker, right?
Yeah.
Shocker. I love the dark. It is just rich and just dreamy. It is so pretty. And I love the hint of the pink on the pears. That is so pretty to me. This
Beautiful.
has a nice grid pattern on the back of it. This is another nice one with a little floral pattern on the back. And then there's this one.
I think that's my favorite. I'm
Is
using that
it?
on one of my cards. Yeah, yeah, I love
Yeah,
that one.
it's very pretty with the greens and that orangey, like pinky
Yes,
tone.
those
Yeah,
colors are pretty to me.
yeah. So the designer series paper really is amazing. And it has, so the colors, if you're not familiar with it, the designer series paper always lists the colors on the back. So if you're ever unsure on like what colors to match with it, it shows you basic beige, darling duckling, mossy meadow, old olive, petal pink, and secret sea. Okay. All right. So my first card is going to be this one. And I actually found this idea, I cased this idea from someone. If you're not familiar with that term, cased, there's two different kind of ways to think about it. Cased is copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit. And I had someone say to me the other day that they struggle with card making because they feel like their ideas aren't any good, that they can't come up with ideas, or they struggle too much to make a card. Well, the great thing about it is that Stampin' Up! Promotes you finding ideas and creating them and copying them. It's a whole system, it's a whole community based on that. So when you see an idea online, there's nothing that says you can't recreate that just as you see it. And I fell in love with this card, so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use this one. Okay, because I tend to be one of those overthinkers. I tend to. So Mary Ellen, I
What?
love her with
What?
all my heart. I love her with all my heart.
Uh-oh.
She
I wonder where
will.
this is going. You're
I know where
scaring
this is
me.
going. She can design 8 cards in an hour.
No, I
It takes
cannot.
me 1 hour. It takes me 8 hours to design 1 card. She can get 8 in one, and it takes me 8 hours to get 1 card. I will overthink everything.
But I will admit, like I look at stuff. I'm inspired by things. I usually it has to be some really phenomenal card for me to copy it completely.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm totally inspired, and then I sleep on it. And the next day I've come up with, I don't know, my brain works that way. I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was a good idea I dreamt about. So
You
trust
are
me, it's
so
not.
creative. I'm so completely jealous. I do not get that at all. I don't. I wish I
No,
had those creative juices. Every once in a while,
no,
I'll come up with an idea that is like, it's in my head and I can run with it. Doesn't happen
yeah.
very often. So I love the
You're
fact
funny.
that we can find ideas, whether through the idea book online. There's
Yeah.
so many sources of information out there and great ideas out there that you can find something and recreate it yourself.
Oh,
It's
for
amazing.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Don't ever feel sorry for that. That's for sure.
No, do it. Absolutely. In this one, we're using Secret C. This is just a standard card base, 4¼ by 11. I folded that in half. In that packet, we also included a 4¼ by 3¼ piece of Secret C. There's a piece of basic white that's 4 by 3. That's what's going to be this front piece for our stamping. And I just showed you those pieces. So what I did was I actually kind of just like quickly cut around those images, right, in the designer series paper. And then using my dies, I just cut them out, right? So
Yeah,
easy.
great.
And you can make so many cards out of that paper because there's so many of those images that you can kind of do that with. So I have a pear, the double, I have the stem, and then I've got some extra flowers. I've got a piece of designer series paper that is 4 by 5¼ That's going to go on my card front. I've got also 2 pieces of that same paper, but I'm going to be using the reverse side. These are 4 by ½ inch and then 5¼ by 1. I've got a piece for the inside and an envelope. Okay, this card is going to go together so quickly. Now you could do either way on this. You could do it with this side. I kind of like the grid pattern on the inside. So a little bit of glue.
It really breaks it up. I agree with you. I would have done it that way too. It breaks up all the pattern and just adds a pop of color.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And this is going in the inside of my card. So for the inside of my card, I didn't really want more of that darkness, whereas this in the inside actually really kind of brightens it up a little bit, right?
It really does.
So I'm going to...
You know, so many times we don't think about that, doing that little bit of, you know, we have all those little scraps on our desk. So adding that to the inside is perfect.
Isn't it? It just kind of, it brings it all together. You could put that on you could use that paper on the flap of your envelope if you wanted to pull it in even more to make it match. This one is going to go together super fast. All right, so I'm going to use my grid paper here. I'm going to use that grid side again. I'm putting that on the side of my basic white for the front. And this grid is kind of pretty because it's not a white, it's a pink. So the lines that are running through this grid paper is actually petal pink.
It's more subtle that way.
It is. Yep. It's not a white or it's not a beige. It's a nice little pretty print. Petal pink. Yeah, there you go. All right. So I'm going to use the greeting that says a good friend is a gift. I am using Secret C to do my greeting. And I'm just going to get an idea of kind of where this is going to go. And that helps me to know where to stamp. Right there. Get rid of that ink pad so I don't put my hand in it. This is going to go together on here. And then I'm going to pop this whole thing up using dimensionals on the front. I had someone ask me today if they could use Stampin' Up markers for stamping a greeting. What would your answer have been to that?
For Stampin' Up marker? Yes, most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah, I
go.
do that a lot. Yeah, it's a
Right.
great way.
Yep. So if you don't have all the colors, like the end colors, if you didn't want to get all the end colors, you could easily do that. All right. So this pair, I'm going to put down flat. I'm going to put it there. And I think this one, I put the stem underneath it. This one, I'm going to put the stem on top if I can get it down enough. Let's shimmy that down. I would like it either way, with the stem kind of hidden behind the pear or the stem on the top. I don't think there's a right way or wrong way, is there?
No, I don't think so, because putting it on top is just like, it's more natural, actually. I'm looking at mine thinking, what did I do? I think I did put mine underneath, but I think putting it on top would be, yeah, totally perfect.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think they both look good. I think it's just a matter of which way you want to do it. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this one. Whoops. Come here. I'm only putting half of dimensionals on half of it because, well, actually, nope, I could do it over all of it. There we go. I was thinking part of that other pair was popped up, but it's not. So this can go over top like that. And then this one, because part of that is popped up, this is where I was headed. Because part of that's popped up, I don't need a dimensional underneath there. I only need it underneath this back part. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
Otherwise, it's going to be wonky.
Yeah, it's going to be off sides, or yeah, it's going to be unlevel. Unlevel, is that a word?
I think so. We'll say it is.
Yeah. So there you go. Just like that.
You always agree with your best friend. Yes, you're correct.
Even if she is way off base, just
But
nod
you
and
never are.
agree.
You never
Just
are. So
nod and agree. All right, I did the Mossy Meadow on this one. I think I'm going to use the Secret Sea gems on this one. So I'm going to do, so you can mix it, make it your own, mix and match them, put different colors on there. And there is card number 1 already.
yeah, that's
Isn't that
fantastic.
cute?
Well, I think it gives everyone really the idea of looking at your designer series paper and seeing like what kind of pieces, even that background that you have there, the dark Secret Sea piece, you could cut out a little flower. So I mean, seriously, like look at your designer series paper that's got designs, and see what you can cut out,
Yes,
use the artwork there. It's a beautiful card.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love this card. It's so simple. You could stamp a pear or leaves or something, or add some designer series paper to your envelope super quick and easy. Okay, the second card I have got, I was inspired by our upline. Meg Loven is our upline, and she is amazing. We love her. We love her so much. But this
Yes, we
card
do.
design I actually got from her. And what it is it's got a little bit of an accordion to it right there on the front. But this piece here, it's hard to see on the camera, but I see how it like kind of sits up above it.
Yeah, yeah, extends over the top.
Extends over the top of it, right? There you go. Isn't that cute?
It's
It just
really
gives
cute.
it
I
such a
love that.
fun little fold to see this kind of come together. There you go. Yeah, it's super cute. So this one was inspired by the fancy fold that she had done. And on this one, ink pad wise, I'm going to need the Darling Duckling, Pecan Pie, Old Olive, and Petal Pink. So those are the ink colors I'm using. And then packet wise, I have a piece of the Darling Duckling, which I am loving this color. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, it looks like construction paper. But now it's like I can't stop using it. I cannot stop using it. I've been using so much of the Darling Duckling. Darling Duckling, 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to do a little bit of scoring on that. Of course, there's an envelope that goes with it. There is a Mossy Meadow piece that is 4 1/4 by 4. There is also a Mossy Meadow piece that's 2 1/4 by 11. And then there's another Mossy Meadow piece that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. This one is going to be for die cutting. Okay. Also, as well as the pecan pie, which is the same size, 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Again, just for die cutting was what those are for. We had included in the packet a pre-cut petal pink stylish shaped circle. We already did that ahead of time. There's some designer series paper pieces that you're going to need for on here. There's another one. And then I've got a little bit of basic white. I've got a scrap piece for my greeting. I have also got a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, which is going to be for the inside. And then I've got another piece that is 3 3/4 by 4. And this one is for, actually, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 for die. This is for the stamping and the die cutting. Okay. Got it? Shoot. All right. Lots to go on there. All right. So what I did with these two pieces, first off, is I used this long stem and leaf die. And I did this to be able to die cut one in pecan pie and one with the Mossy Meadow. And you're probably thinking, why are you getting such a large piece? Well, everybody that gets this kit, it makes 2 of each card. So that's why we give them a little bit extra so that they have the extra to make a second card and keep going if they want to keep making more after that. So that's what that's for. So there are those are pre-die cut for me. So I want to stamp, and I'm going to bring in my outlines first. So I've got the outline of the pear and the outline of the stem and leaves, and I'm going to use my pecan pie for this. And I'm going to stamp a pear, and then I'm going to stamp the leaves.
Yeah, see, that stamp shows you right there that your leaves can go right on top because your stem would come out of that little dot. Yeah.
Exactly. Good catch. Good catch.
Thank you.
All right. The Old Olive, I'm going to use Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp my stem and my leaves in Old Olive. But what I want to do is make sure, and I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper here real quick. I'm going to stamp off first. I'm going to stamp off that image because I want it to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I can line that right up over that lined image and then stamp so that I get a little bit of a lighter shade. Okay. So that is the moss. That's the Old Olive, which I'm going to need here in a second. All right. Now I'm going to bring in my Darling Duckling and my pear. Now I'm going to use a blending brush to add a little bit of shading, but if you don't have a blending brush at home, you can use a sponge dauber. Sponge dauber would work just as well. I just happened to have a blending brush with me when I was designing this, so that's what I ended up using. So I'm going to ink this up first with the Darling Duckling. But before I stamp, I want to add some shading to it. So I'm going to bring in my Old Olive pad and my brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit of ink to it, and I'm going to brush that on to my pear. And I'm just kind of going around the edges.
Fascinated. Yeah, I wondered how you did it. I kept looking at it, and I thought, mine don't look like that. What did she do? So, yeah, neat.
So I just kind of brushed it on there. And you could make it, pounce it on there if you wanted to. Play with it. Every time you do it, it's going to look slightly different. It's not always going to look the same. That's the nice thing about it, is it just kind of gives it that artsy feel. If you like that paper, like I like that paper and I liked how the pink was in it, you could actually add pink shading off to another side of it, even add another third color. And I'm going to line that up in there. Now, if you're stamping at home and you don't have a glass mat, make sure you have a stamp mat underneath you, because you're going to need that to get that nice bold image.
That looks
there you
cool.
go. Isn't that cute? So that you get that green texture look, you get the Darling Duckling look, that sort of thing. Now, when I did it earlier, I went ahead and did this earlier so that I would have my pieces already die cut for us. So you look at the difference between that one and that one.
Yes, that's cool.
Each time you do it, it's going to be slightly different. So you just play with it. But do me a favor and make sure you clean this before you go back into your Darling Duckling. I love saying Darling Duckling. Can you tell? Because I say it all the time. It's not just duckling or darling. It's Darling Duckling.
Darling Duckling.
So make sure you clean this. before you stamp it again, because you don't want that green into your yellow. So clean this, then ink it again with the Darling Duckling, add your green, and get your shading. Okay? Easy. All right, let's put this card together now that we have all of our pieces. So we're going to score on this guy first, and I'm going to bring in my score. And I want to score, oh, let me see here. I want to score at 1 inch, which is over here. I'm going to score at 2 inches, and then I'm going to score at 6.5. 1, 2, 6.5. And this is going to be my card base, the 6.5. And then this is going to go up and back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Bring in my bone folder, give that a little bit of crisp fold. So that's what you have is right there. Okay.
That's cool.
This one, you could score it. I'm just going to fold it in half. You could score that at 5.5 to get it in half there. But this is going to go over top here in a second. That's going to go like that when you put it together. But I want to put my designer series paper on first. Now the designer series paper actually is cut at 4 by 4.25. So it's a little, there's one part that's a little bit longer than the other. So just kind of pay attention to that if you got the packet or if you're cutting yours at home. Pay attention that one side is slightly longer than the other. So there is that piece. And on this one, I want to add the designer series paper to the front of this. So I might as well do that now. Get that nice and even here. For the inside, I did the same thing that I did earlier. I used some designer series paper to go in the inside of my card. And let me just double check that I'm doing that the right way before I go putting that on there. Let me just double check.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, don't glue that on there until you're sure what side you're gluing that on. What is that? Measure twice, cut once, swear,
Yeah,
and then do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Measure twice, still cut it wrong.
No.
All right, this guy's going in the inside. All right, there we go. Cute, 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 cute. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to put this on. And I found the easiest way to do this is I'm going to, it's going to be flush at the here on the bottom and flush on the back. Okay, so it's going to meet up right at the bottom of your card here and the back. So what I found easiest to do was to just glue this part first. So decide where you're going to put it. Okay, so I want like a little bit of a border on this side. So I'm going to, and I can add it to the back of this. Decide where I want it to go. And then line that up with the front of my card.
Move your card up just a smidge.
Yep. There you go. So I'm going to line that up with the front of my card. So that's what it looks like. Okay. I'm lining that up with the front of the card just there on the edge. I
wondered about that. Okay, good.
Okay. So that you don't want glue to go past that, right? Because you want it to be loose. You don't want this to seal to the back. So you're only putting enough glue to get it right on this edge. And then I'm going to flip it over. And then on the back, it doesn't really matter how high you come up with it on the back, because it's just going to come down and meet the back of your card.
So it doesn't have to be glued the whole back.
I don't glue it the whole way, only because like when it does open, it wants to kind of bow a little bit. So I don't seal it the whole way. You see that? Not that anybody would open the, so when you open it, it doesn't, you don't want to have it sealed completely shut, or it's not going to kind of open right. Does that make sense? Oh, I guess it will. I guess it will.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think you're good either way, actually, now that you say that.
Okay.
I
Okay,
think
I
you're
didn't
good
know.
either way. You could glue the whole thing flat and it would open because this will just open that flap in the front. Do you see
Oh,
it?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it like opens the accordion part if you do it that way.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Okay. We're going to put this guy here. And again, when I'm gluing this down, I only want to glue half of it because I don't want to have it seal over here. So I'm only going to be gluing this half of it. So I'm going to add some adhesive on this half. Put that there. And then these guys are just going to go kind of like that. And all I'm doing is watching that they don't go off the side of my card. And I think actually what I did, let me see here for a second. I think I actually trimmed up the bottoms of them a little bit. I did. They have like these long stems on the bottom. And scissors, where are they? What I did was I actually cut that off. You see that? Because I don't need those. Because they're going to hide and tuck underneath my pear anyway. Like that. I'm going to pop the pear up. And because the pear is going to go over top of them, I don't need to put adhesive on them at all.
I love
because
that. I mean, less glue on my fingers, the better.
Correct. Let the dimensionals do the work, right? And if you're happy on the dimensionals, then be happy on the dimensionals. That's I am.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm going to put those there so that the dimensionals now hold those in place. I didn't need to have to glue those at all. Right?
Yeah.
This one, I'm going to put dimensionals behind the leaves.
What do we do before dimensionals?
I don't know.
I mean,
I
they're
have
just
no
wonderful.
idea.
They should be on everything. Everything.
Yes, I agree. So I'm
I'd
going
say
to
as I'm
add.
looking at my cards, did I use them? Yes, I did. I'm just kidding.
I don't think I've ever done a card where I didn't have a dimensional on it.
I don't think so. I don't think that's even a thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Though I have to point out that neither one of my cards had twine or ribbon on them. Did you see that?
Ooh, that's
when has that ever happened?
I know, but you could add it if you wanted. I'm just saying.
I could add some twine to this, but you know, for me that's an accomplishment because usually I always have twine or ribbon on something.
Yes, you do.
I am stamping congratulations with the petal pink on just a strip of paper here. I'm going to trim that out. Nice and easy. Doesn't have to be super fancy. You can get your trimmer out if you don't want to hand cut it. I know some people are very uncomfortable with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, again, I don't want to have this attached because it's different levels. I'm only going to add glue behind the congrats part because that's the part that's going to attach to my pear. And then the rest just kind of hangs out there. At least it doesn't once the glue dries. There we go. Like that. You see that? I feel like you got a big old glare going on.
No, you can see it good.
You can see it? Okay. Congrats. And then we've got, again, the gems coming in. I did the Darling Duckling on that one. So I'm going to do, I think, the Mossy Meadow on this one. So I'm going to add, let's do one here. And here. And then another one maybe over there. Nope. Let go. There we go.
Yeah,
cute,
like
right?
That.
Yeah. So make it your own. The best thing you can do is just play with that like blending brush or sponge dauber technique where you ink it in a lighter color first, then add the darker color and then stamp. Okay?
Yeah, it's lovely.
So those are my 2 cards for this month. Perfect?
Wow, that went fast. Good. Yeah.
Fast. Very fast, very easy. I like fast and easy. Okay, we flipping over to you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do that.
Okay, so now it's time for my cards. And I'd like to say that Mine are as fast as yours are, but I don't know if they are or not. I don't think they're hard, but they do have some fancy fold to them because, it's me. So this is
Yes.
my first card, and it's a DS using a lot of designer series paper, but I just love the way this looks. It's just got this,
It is so pretty.
I don't even, kind of diamond shape on the front, and then it opens. But I mean, can you imagine getting a card? It's just pretty. It's just pretty. And I have a good friend who's a demonstrator in my group, and every time she brings me her show and tells, and I always just ooh and ah over her insides. When I first looked at this card, and I was inspired by a card I saw, they
Mhm.
had the full like white interior, and I thought, no, I don't want to hide that designer series paper up here. What if I use my friend's idea and just use some die cuts in the inside? And I really like the way that turned out. It's subtle. It gives me room still to write a little message, but it's just not covering. It gives me, I can get the look of both pages. So
It's
that's the
super
card
pretty.
I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll just leave it there so that it's on camera. This is what you're going to get in your packet if you signed up for Stamp It Your Way. If you did not, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a lot of little die cut pieces. This is so subjective. You could do whatever you wanted to do as far as circles that you have in your stash. I use the Spotlight on Nature Dies. These are now an online exclusive. So you're going to need two, in mine, two basic beige Spotlight and Nature. These are the ones that are about 2 3/4 inches. And then this is also Spotlight and Nature. And this is Timid Tiger. And this one is the one that is about 3 3/4. So 2 2 3/4, 3 3/4, those will layer. And then this one is one of our stitched, what are they called? Stitched
Stitch
stylish shape
shapes.
dies. Stylish
Yeah.
shape dies. And this
Yeah.
one's in Mossy Meadow. And this is the one that I'm going to have on the front. I just wanted it a little more subtle, and then the inside a little more flashy. Okay, so you'll need that. Then a piece of just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. So that would make this 5.5 by 4 1/4. That's going to be our base. You need one little strip of basic beige in this case to put your thank you message. And then our designer series paper is again the star of the show, and it is going to be 12 inches by 5 1/4 because it's going to need to be just a little 1/4 inch shorter than this. So I'm going to start with my stamping, and then I'll do my scoring. So there's not a lot of stamping, so that's why I thought, well, let's do our stamping. So for the inside, we're going to use the little flowers from the stamp set. That's this image right here. And we're going to use what I like to do a lot is just a tone on tone. So it's very, very subtle, and you may not even be able to see it, but I'm using a Versamark ink. And I'm going to hold it up to the camera. It just gives me a little subtle background. You can do as much or as little. I kind of want to stop there, but I'm going to hold it up and see if you can see it. It's so subtle. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can see that. Pretty.
It's just barely on there. Okay, so it just gives you, it's almost like I'll say a designer series paper kind of on its own, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring in the Mossy Meadow ink, and I am going to stamp two things. I use the same greetings. I realize I'm like all these pretty greetings in here. You've got congratulations, hello, a good friend is a gift, thank you, and friend. We ended up using a lot of the same ones. So I'm using Mossy Meadow, and the inside of mine says a good friend is a gift, and the outside I'm using the words thank you, because this is a card that I would send to someone who, I don't know if I got that in. I didn't want to put my head in. Oh, it's not bad. I didn't want to put my head in, so I was afraid if I got a little crooked. That is all the stamping for this card, believe it or not. It's very, very simple. Stamping is very simple. So
Cute.
now we'll bring in, I started to say that would be a card like someone gave you something, thank you, and then just say, just having you as a friend is a gift to me. So, all right, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer with a scoring blade. So I'm going to get my scoring blade out of the way, and I am going to score this paper at very easy, simple measurements, 2, 4, 8, and 10. 2, 4, 8, and 10, nothing complicated. I'm just going to score it 2, 4, go all the way up to 8, and then score it at 10. Super simple. 2, 4, 8, 10. Okay. So now I am going to do a little bit of marking. I'm going to grab a pencil and my favorite ruler. This is my favorite ruler right here. You guys see what that says? I have a collection of these now because once in a while, actually, it's funny because I have 3 of them. I believe I have 3, and I've been working with 2, and I'm like, don't touch that ruler. That's my favorite ruler. This is the one I use when I measure all my tutorials. And we just got a new couch, Betsy, and number 3 was under the couch. Believe it or not, I don't know why. I'm just saying it was just there. So
just randomly there. Look what's under my couch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to take my pencil and I just want to do some tick marks. I'm going to go down on each side at 2 inches. So again, easy measurement. Put it up to your ruler. Put a little pencil line at 2 inches. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut from the 2 inch to this second score, which is the 4 inch, 2 inch to this second score, which is, the 8 inch or whatever. So let me get my trimmer. It's not hard is what I'm trying to say. It's not hard measurements. So
I put that card on display at an event. I had 2 events this last weekend and I put that on display and everybody picked it up. Every single person picked it up and oohed and awed over. Every single person.
Yeah, it's fun because it's a little deceiving. That's what I'm doing right now. You're going to see, I'm trying to get it in the channel and I keep bumping it out. So now I'm going to take my cutter and I'm going from the score mark to my 2 inch mark. So I'm cutting off a little triangle and then I'm going to do the same thing here. And you're going to see how I get the fun kind of diamond shape. So I'm finding my tick mark, putting it in the channel. I'm finding my score mark, again, putting it in the channel, and I just moved it. I'm just, maybe I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm a little wiggly today. There we go.
I'm always wiggly. Okay. You're good.
So your piece is going to look like this funny old thing. Don't throw these away. We need them. Okay. Now's when we could do a little bit of folding. We can fold each of them in and back on themselves. In and back on themselves. Okay. So now you've got this and we want this. Okay. So we've got to do something to get this piece. Well, that's the back of this. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our snips and we're going to snip right on this score line. And we want to get rid of that little, we don't need that. That's garbage. Well, or whatever. You could use
I love that you can see.
I'm sure someone can.
That you can enjoy, like you're getting the most out of this piece of designer series paper. I mean, you're using both sides of it. It's everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So see what's happening here? I'm going to glue these right here. And that's where you get that illusion of that fun shape. Isn't that cool? So you've got your triangle here, and then you've got your diamond. I'm going to say diamond. I'm saying
very
diamond.
cool. But, I did not understand how you did that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Really neat. The hardest part really here is getting it lined up on there so that, with the glue and stuff. So we're going to hold that on for a second. And same thing here. So not hard at all. And because on this card, I'm using the die cut pairs from the paper, it goes together very quickly. All right. So now we can go ahead and glue this to the quarter sheet of designer series paper, which is Mossy Meadow. Glue it on like that. Hold it for a second. I'm going to bring in my bone folder. Whenever I do a fold, I always want to make sure I'm burnishing it good to make my card lay nice and flat. So this is a good time to do it because I've just glued it, and that's going to kind of do 2-fold. It's going to get that glued on there too. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue my die cuts together. I've got Basic Beige, like I said, Spotlight on Nature, and then the Mossy Meadow Stylish Shapes. Okay, so Betsy already showed you, but I'll just say that I take that paper, this paper here, just like that,
Mhm.
and I use my dies. I've used my 2 dies. I'm not even going to bring it out. And I've got this whole fun. I'm just going to show you. I cut out, I even got a ribbon in there. All these pairs, I cut them out. So I keep this inside my stamps case, just like Betsy
That's
does.
a great idea,
Yeah,
just to
it
keep
just
them in
put
a
in an
little
envelope.
envelope. That's
Yeah,
a
keep it
great
a little
idea.
a clear envelope would be good. I just happen to have a white envelope. And then I just took 2 of them and I glued my stems onto the back and then I glued them together. I did that in advance, just so that it was done for you. And that's what's going to go on the front. And I'm just going to take some dimensionals. I want to put it on with dimensionals. You could not even glue it like you did. I could just take a dimensional and have used the dimensional on that so that that
Mhm.
held the stem on. I don't need to have glue at all. I could just use dimensionals.
Yeah.
But I did this in advance, so I just I put a little bit of liquid adhesive on it. All right, so that's going to just go on the front like that. And then we're going to add our greeting. So I guess mine did go together fairly fast. I feel like
It
it's been
did.
fast. Yeah,
It's so
I hope
pretty.
it's
I love
been
that.
fast. Yeah, so
I know.
pretty.
I've
Now,
heard so many
go,
people say to me, I never thought that I would want a card with pears on it, but now I can't live without it.
oh, I know. And it's the artwork on here is it's stunning. I mean, it's really stunning. So just like Betsy's card, we want to make sure that our card opens. So we're only going to glue to the left side. So that means I need to glue only on this half. And then I can put this wherever I want. So I could put it here. I did not want to hide that. I wanted it down. I wanted to bring it down so that I had the full look of that fold. Now, if my paper was different, I might think differently and put it differently. Like say that was a solid, maybe then if I had it the other way around, maybe then I would want to move it up and cover some of that and keep some of this open. But in this case, I decided to drop it down just a little bit.
Mhm.
And then the inside, we're going to glue that together. I love this this piece, this Timid Tiger piece. I love this die. It's just got such pretty detail. Can you see
It
that?
is pretty. Yeah.
So pretty. I mean, seriously pretty. And then I'm going to glue it on the inside of my card. I just want to make sure I'm not going above here. We don't want it to be seen there. So as long as I'm down here, I'm going to center it just like that. And then the only other thing I need to do is add my low profile dots. And I don't have my take your pick tool here because I'm not at my desk, I guess. And I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to keep mine the way I had it. I know Betsy changed hers around, but I'm actually going to stay with the Darling Duckling dots just like that. And I love it on top of the,
It's so pretty. Yeah.
right on the pear. Whoops, I thought I
Mhm.
had that one. I don't know where to go. And then a little bit off here, just like that. So see how pretty that is? And it's just a fun fold. I mean, I guess I'm
It
crazy
is
over
super
fun
pretty.
folds because I think that when someone gets this card, they're going to be like, okay, super
Oh
cool.
my, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Special.
yeah. I want them to say super cool. So that's my goal. All right. So my second card is called a spanner card. And here it is. Maybe I'm frozen. Okay, so here's my spanner card, and I did use the ribbon. I love this ribbon, just so you know, I love it. And so what makes it a spanner card is this actually, look how that opens. This
That's cute.
spans, this little spanner spans the card, and then this one opens too to reveal the little inside. Okay,
Ah.
you could hide that behind your paper, and maybe I will do that on this one. If you don't like to see the ribbon, I get it. I totally get it. So I wanted to show you both ways. So this one, here are the pieces, and it's surprising. There's not that many. Okay, these you're going to cut out of the designer series paper according to the tutorial. basically what you're going to need is 4 pieces. I don't know why I have 5. Make sure I got the right sizes. Yeah, you need 4. So 2 of the pattern, I have 2 of the leaves. You could use either side, but these are the ones I'm going to use. And then my spanner, I just realized I don't have a piece. I'll get that. Is 5.5 by 1/2 inch, and that's the one that I'm going to stamp on. And then you've got your card base, which is a standard 8.5 by 5.5. You need a piece for the inside. You need a piece that you're going to emboss. This is Lemon Lolly. We pre-cut a stylish shape for you in basic white. You'll need a little piece of gold metallic. This is the textured metallic, and we're going to cut this, I'm calling it a hash mark die. Let me bring it in. It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's different. I love that
Cool.
die, right? It's
Like
so
it.
fun.
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah,
fun
it's really
background.
cool. And then you need a little piece to do your stamping and coloring and die cutting. Then the last piece you're going to need is just the piece for the spanner. It's 5.5 by 3/4 of an inch in the petal pink. All right. So I've already pre-embossed this piece here, and I use the it's called Glass and Garden embossing folders because there's 2 of them, and they are small folders. This is it here. These fit in your mini. This one is the floral, so I'm going to say this is the garden, and then the other one would be what they call the glass. So they're really pretty, and just give a really pretty look. So I told you I was going to do mine a little different, so I'm going to go ahead and tie my ribbon around it. I feel like there's a little bit more gold on one side. So on this card, I am going to have the more gold side shining out. And all I'm going to do is tighten a knot up here at the top of my embossed piece of Lemon Lolly. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then give it a little snip. Snippy snip. Okay, then what I'm doing when I go to put that on is I'm hiding that ribbon. So I probably should have done that in the first place. I just didn't. So like the other one, I said, yeah. So like the other one, I said I would do the stamping first. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to start with my Memento ink and my pear outline, my double pear outline. Okay, I'm going to stamp it on a little piece of scrap paper. Just like that. Then I'm going to bring in Granny Apple Green. You could use whatever color you want. This is a 2-step stamp, and I got to find where I put my 2-step stamp. It was right here in front of me. Oh, it was hiding. These are the little pears. Yeah, that's what they do. So I'm going to stamp those in Granny Apple Green, and then to get a little bit of detail on mine, I'm going to bring in some blends. And it's just the light and dark Granny Apple Green, the light Petal Pink, and the light Pecan Pie. And I'm going to start with the Pecan Pie just for the stems. Just like that. It's quick. There's nothing like major. I'm going to start with I'm going to do the light Granny Apple Green, and I like to literally go fast and dirty when I do my kind of my watercoloring look. Don't forget this guy.
Just makes it look artsy, right?
Yeah, I like to leave a little bit of white, and then I do like a little squiggle. And I decided on this one, I'm not going to do any blending. I'm just going to leave the dark towards the stem and just fan it out just like that. And then I die cut that for you in advance so you wouldn't have to watch me get my machine out. And so that's what I have.
Can you hold it up a little closer?
Yeah. Yeah, super pretty.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I didn't do any blending so that you have kind of that definite dark and light. I got ink on me. Surprise. Yep. I got ink on me. Like I acted like I was surprised. I got ink on me. Hey, what's that about? Why I have my inside. No, I better wait on that because I'm just thinking that I might need to know something. But why I have my little strip out, I want to show you just quickly what I did. I'm not going to do it because I got to use a heat gun. I used the congratulations stamp set. Again, I'm copying Betsy. A little Versamark ink. I stamped it on here. I sprinkled my white wow powder, my embossing powder, and then I hit it with my heat gun. And what I got was this piece right here. Okay, so I wrote congratulations, but I liked it to be
On
in
the
white. Yeah,
DSP.
on the right on the DSP. So because this
Nice.
is dark, I needed something light, and I just decided that that's what I was going to do. So I can
Very
put this,
smart.
yeah, once in a while. I can glue this right on my little spanner piece, centering it. If for
So
some reason you
I've heard this. I like the spanner part of it, but I think I've heard it called is it a bridge card as well? Have you heard that term?
uh,
Like
well,
a
I've
bridge
seen a
card?
bridge card. I think of a bridge card as being different, but I'm
Okay.
not saying it couldn't be. I think
Okay.
because this one, the bridge cards, a lot of times these sides pop out and then the spanner, the
Mm-hmm.
bridge goes inside. But yeah, I think this could be called a bridge card.
Yeah.
But
I like
it's a
this.
little
Yeah,
a bridge.
spanner card.
The
Yeah.
bridge cards I've seen are just a little different. Okay, let's
Yeah.
bring our score in, get our cutting blade out of the way. We can score our card in half at 4 1/4. Okay, then we're going to use this as our guide. This is our center. I'm going to get my little cheat sheet out here so I'm not doing it wrong. Okay, so I'm going to measure in on either side at 1 1/4. You don't even have to score or measure or tick mark. I'm going in at 1 1/4 and I'm cutting. So I want to bring my cutter down. I'm cutting from the bottom up to the score line. Does that make sense? 1
Mm-hmm.
1/4 cutting, and I'm going to go to that 4 1/4. If you're one of those people who are like, I'm not sure, there's actually markings here on your ruler. You can't really see it on mine, but it does say 4 1/4, so I know I've gone right up there. And then on this side, I'm going to go to 1 1/4 because this one goes to 1 1/2. And I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to cut up to 4 1/4. I'm watching my ruler. I'm not necessarily looking at my fold. I'm just watching my ruler. So then I've got my pieces just like that. So you've got 3
Cute.
pieces. Easy. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a wow card. So now we can lay down our designer series paper. Let me get my fold folder. Then they won't be flailing all over. That helps when they lay flat. So much better. So much better. Okay, so I'm going to watch my direction because I do have a pear on there. So I want to make sure I'm not making my pear be upside down. And I'm going to lay, this is 1 inch by 4 inches. You need 4 pieces. I'm using 2 patterns. I'm using the petal pink one and then the leaf pattern for the inside. Centering that equidistance on all 4 sides, all 4 equal. This one is where our yellow piece can go. So we can go ahead and glue that. Lemon lolly.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon lolly. You could have used Darling Duckling here. I chose to use the lighter. I picked kind of the lighter yellow. So sometimes when you're not sure, like, well, what color should I use? Go in. If you've got, like, here's a Darling Duckling here, but as I come in, I kind of got a lemon lolly. And I just chose to use, I thought the lemon lolly brightened it up a little bit more.
There's
So
always so much variation in those colorings, right? So we
yeah,
know there's colors in there, but they might not be exact. It's just the variation in the shading of them. It's just you can pull out so many colors, like the
yeah,
lemon
that's
lolly.
right. Yeah, so I just want to attach my spanner to the 2 outsides. So if by rolling it over on its backside, I can just know if I don't go past that spot, I'm good. And I'm going to go up. You can use your uh, uh, glass mat, your grid paper. I'm going to go up about 1 1/4 inches, and that's about right there. So
Pretty.
hopefully
It's so
I
pretty.
didn't. Whoops. Let me make sure it's straight. I want to get that. That one's just tucked underneath there. I got it a little wonky. It's not glued on. It's just tucked under is all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I've got, see, can you see that? I've
Yep.
got a
Just a little
bit of
snip.
extra, so I just
Mm-hmm.
going to take snips
Yep.
and it just cleans up that edge perfectly. Okay, now let's work on the inside before we go back to the outside. So I can put my whole piece of white in here. And then I'm going to work with these pieces of DSP, Designer Series paper, and I'm going to bump these all the way to the edge. I want to go all the way out, and so you don't see the white at all. Whoa.
I know. You and I, it's like I did that
Whoa.
earlier too. It's like glue is just like being all kinds of slidey
You think you
alternate.
got it on there, and it's like, hello.
Woo, there it goes. The nice thing about glue is that you can move it, but sometimes it moves on its own.
Yeah, I love it because you can slide it, but then it gets at you. Okay, so I told you I was going to wait to stamp, so that's why I wanted to have my Designer Series paper on there, but I'm going to mimic the pears on the front, but I wasn't sure exactly where to put them if I didn't have my Designer Series paper on. And then again, bringing in my Granny Apple Green, I'm going to do the you could leave it plain. You could just leave it a sketched work. I'm going to do mine a little different. I'm going to bring in my green for that, but I want to leave this. I'm not going to add any color to that. I like it just like this. And I don't ask me why. You may not like it like that. I like it like that. I think it just is a little different. Okay. And I also, it's a congratulations card. So I want plenty of room to write a message. I don't need to put anything else inside there. Does that make sense? I just like, sometimes I just like to have it plenty of room. Congratulations says it all. So I don't need to add anything on the inside because I'm going to write my message. Now, you could just do dots on these. But remember, really, in reality, your pears are going to cover it with the dimensionals, like Betsy said. So I barely put them on there. You can lay that on there. I could have not put anything on there except maybe on this edge where it wants to pop up. And then I'm going to add my pears. Whoops. I want one more up there. And you could, you could decide anyway. You want it anyway. I might do it like this. So the dimensionals is going to hold the hash mark type of image on, but that gold is stunning. Yeah, I'll just give a little teaser that on my Creative Stamping Collective card, I used some of the gold rub-ons on mine, and we're using the pear. So I did. I know,
nice.
Little cheaty. So I got my words over just a little bit far. I thought I could go center, but actually I needed them to bump over. So I'm seeing I'm pretty darn close. I'm going to be pretty darn close. I'm just going to put glue here.
It's a handmade card.
I'm going to see if I can bump it over and still fit it in my envelope. I think I can. I think so. Yes, I think so. Look, that's barely.
Oh yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, it's close. I think I might have moved it. Oh, it's close here too. But I liked it to be on the yellow. I didn't want it to be way over here. So that's why I did that. And then all we have to do is add some of our low profile dots. I'm using the Mossy Meadow. I'm going to go in on my green.
These dots are so nice, especially like for mailing,
so
because they're low profile. They're very close, very thin, but so much shimmer in them. Yeah.
They have a lot of glitter inside, but they're very low and flat. Like this would be higher than, all this is higher than that. So that's my spanner card, just like that. It opens up and they're like, oh, look. And then, look.
Opens again and again.
That's what I anticipate happening when someone opens up my spanner card. So
very cute. Yeah. Love it.
2 cards. Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. So let's talk about next month.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. August, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Can it be already?
It can't be. Summer's going way too fast. Nope. I'm not ready.
Crazy. Let me
I'm not
show
ready.
you what we're bringing you. And people have gone crazy over this. We're going to do sunrise sailing. And the reason that they're going crazy is because in this bundle, not only do you get the stamp set, but you get an embossing folder, which is not just an embossing folder. This is a hybrid embossing folder, and you get dies. So if you're not familiar, what does a hybrid embossing folder mean? I'm trying to see if I have dark paper, but I don't. I was going to try to do it on something. Nah, that's not going to help. I thought maybe I had a piece of black here, but I don't, not in close. So what that hybrid folder means is that I'm going to be able to take this die and put it, I think it goes this way, I believe. Put it in
Take that.
here if I want.
It looked actually better on the glass. Take the white scrap
Oh,
paper
did
out.
it?
There you
It
go.
looks
Yeah, it
better?
looked better on the glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, you could use the embossing folder by itself. You get these beautiful clouds, you get this beautiful water, you get this sailboat. Or you could add your die, and yes, you actually put it inside the folder and put your paper in there, and it will emboss, and cut. Great, right?
Yeah. Emboss and cut at the same time. It's amazing.
Super, super cool stamp set. These look so strange, but they actually stamp great images on the sails of the sailboat. Lots of details, two-step stamping, some of the water images, but the greetings and the font that they use is beautiful. And then these coordinating dies. I mean, so many pretty options here, and we're going to show you some amazing products. Yeah, so if you want more ideas using the sunrise sailing, definitely plan to sign up for the August Stamp It Your Way. You can find it on Betsy or my Facebook pages, the events, and then or join us on the video, which we post on the 4th Wednesday of the month. So you'll be able to follow along with us and laugh with us, hopefully, and enjoy stamping together. So
we like to have a good time. Yeah,
we do. And look at it's not dark out.
It's still daylight. Yeah, exactly.
It's summertime.
Yeah,
usually Betsy and I, we start out and it looks like this, and when we get done, it's like pitch black out. Look at this. Wow, what's happening?
Because we are, after 5 years, we know what we're doing. Not really.
We're not sad about that. We're not sad about extra daylight because it is evening. So
exactly. Maybe I'll take my pupper dog for a walk after this. So we'll see.
Yeah, that sounds good. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Did I forget anything, Betsy? Is there anything that I need to add?
I don't think so. I think, we are so glad you joined us, and we can't wait to see you next month.
That's for sure. We love doing what we do, and we hope that you enjoy everything, and we love sharing it with you. So please subscribe to our YouTube channels and join us again next month.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.